Okay, so this video is going to go over the syllabus. I've just put it into presentation form here for you. So like I said, the best way to contact me is via email. This is my Olsh email right here, cnagel@olsh.org. Make sure that you join the Google Classroom as soon as possible, either through that invitation that I sent you or with this join code. Materials that you need for this class, either a 3-ring binder or a spiral notebook. All right, whichever one you feel is going to work best for you in taking notes, make sure that you have that. You need a pencil or a pen and colored pencils as well for the diagram coloring packets. The textbook that you got is online only. Okay, you are not getting a hard copy. So that account and password that you received in your letter last week, you will use to access this. The topics for the year are, laid out here. We will start with a biology and chemistry introduction. Then we will get into the anatomical and medical terminology, and then tissues, and then finally throughout all those systems. Right, and now be advised, we are doing those dissections this year, so don't let it be a surprise whenever we get to them later in the year. Your behavior in class is very important. I will use the pink slip system to address any problems. So just keep to your best behavior and you'll be in good shape. Class participation is important. It is 10% of your grade. So basically coming to class, being a good citizen, participating, you'll get that point for the day. Okay, so every day that you are there, you get a point. And like I said, about 45 points per quarter. So that will constitute about 10% of your grade. Attendance. It's very important for you to be in class when you're supposed to be in class or online when you're supposed to be online. Being tardy, whether that's in class or out of class, will be disruptive for everybody else and me. So make sure that you're getting to class on time. And if you're online, be in the Zoom by 3 minutes after the class started. Otherwise, I will consider you tardy. And if you're supposed to be online on a given day, and you are not, then you will be marked as absent. Anytime that you miss a day, come and talk to me, and I will tell you what you missed. Late work, anything that is turned in after the due date, even if you are out and you turn it in after I tell you to turn it in, it will be considered late. You'll receive 20% off, but you can turn in anything from a given unit up until that unit's exam. All right, but after that, I will not accept it for any points. In terms of exams, please be there on the day that I give the exam. As an incentive, I will give you the possible curve, but if you're not there the day that I administer a test, then you will get a different version of that exam and you will not receive a curve. So assessments, there will be homework and classwork. So there will be a lot of this, especially working at home. The quizzes and unit exams will be mostly multiple choice, but there will be some short answer stuff. Every lab will involve some sort of analysis or conclusion at the end. So whether that's completing a packet or doing something more on your own, then that's how I assess labs. And there will also be lab practicals to test your knowledge. Class participation, like I said, you receive 1 point for each day that you were in class, but if you are disruptive or disrespectful or anything along those lines, then you will lose that point. The midterm will be everything from the fall semester. The final will be everything from the year, but it is mostly stuff from the second semester, all right? And everything from the first semester will be stuff that you should have ingrained in your brain because of the amount of times that we have used it throughout the year. Labs, we are going to do as many as we can, but in order to do the lab, you need to have your signed syllabus and lab contract before you can do anything in the lab. So the next day that you're in class, I need this stuff from you. Fill them out, sign them, bring them in. Every time we're in a lab, you will use goggles, gloves, and an apron unless I tell you otherwise, which will be rare. Make sure you roll up your long sleeves, tie back your long hair, make sure your mask is on right. And even in a lab, you need to maintain social distancing with your partner, okay? Open-toe shoes, loose clothing, dangling jewelry items, if they are an issue, if I notice that they are an issue, then we'll have to do something to, either taking off the jewelry or tying back the loose clothing or whatever. But especially if we're doing a dissection and you're wearing open-toed shoes and you have nothing else to wear, you're not participating that day. All right, so just be aware of that. There is no eating or drinking in the classroom at all, especially during a lab. The only exception for this year being the water bottle that you can bring around with you. But if we are doing a lab, you cannot drink the water bottle in the lab. So you have to take your gloves off, wash your hands, leave the lab before you can drink anything. At the end of every lab, you need to clean and sanitize everything that you used. You need to sanitize the table. So I have all the materials needed for that. So you are expected to do that yourself. Most important rule at the end of the lab, wash your hands with soap and water, okay? No exceptions. If there is something that you can do at home, something really safe and easy to do, then, and I give you that assignment to do at home, I do ask that you work with a partner. Masks need to be worn at all times, covering the nose and the chin. So needs to cover everything. If I have to warn you several times because you're not wearing it correctly, whether it's just below your nose, all right, I'll give you one warning, but if it's multiple times, then that's going to equal a strike. If you're not wearing the mask at all, for whatever reason, or something weird like that, then that's just automatically going to be a strike. And if you get 3 strikes for this, then you get a pink slip and 3 points. Accommodations are going to be made for anybody that has documentation, but if you need any help, please let me know. Cheating, this is a lot to do with the online stuff, but it includes everything in school too. If I notice that you have copied or cheated on any given question of any given assignment, you will receive 0 credit for that part of the assignment, and you will get a pink slip worth 3 points. If it happens again, then you get 0 credit for the whole assignment, regardless of if it's one question within 50 questions, doesn't matter. It's the second time, and I'm not playing that. So you get a pink slip, 10 points, no credit for the whole thing. Third infraction, we're just doing plagiarism at that point, okay? So plagiarism 1 from the student handbook, that's 15 points, Saturday detention. I guarantee you don't want either of those, so don't make it happen, all right? Now, if it ends up being something more extreme, like the first time that I caught you doing anything is a whole essay or a whole lab report, then I'm going to accelerate that punishment, maybe even right to this, okay? So that is my discretion. I will post a lot of communication and any activities and assignments on Google Classroom, so you need to be in there. I will post videos there too. I will keep it as straightforward as possible, so get in there now. Your grades will be weighted every quarter, so you get 30% for your homework and in-class stuff, 30% for exams and quizzes, 30% for lab reports and projects, and then 10% for participation, okay? Your fall and spring semester grades, they're gonna be 40% for each of the quarters, and then 20% for the midterm or the final, and then your yearly grade will be 50% fall, 50% spring. So if even now you still have questions, which I'm sure you probably do, please email me or talk to me in class and I will answer your questions. So for next week, you need your syllabus, you need your contract filled out before you can participate in the lab, which we are doing the first day we are back. Okay, so if you don't have those things by then, you can't participate. So have them filled out and turned in that day. So I hope that this helped. And if you have any questions, like I said, just email me or talk to me in class. Have a nice day.